surrounded by malcontents and enjoying the conversation this is told. So my first question, of course, is from Canadian Atheist. Assuming my run for the office of Pope was successful, will I get my own comic book cover? Yeah, well, yes. Yeah, I mean, sure, Pope John Paul II was, like, canonically Pope in the Marvel Universe. That's Marvel Prime Universe, obviously, yes, right? But you probably might not get into the Prime Universe because Pope John Paul II, as far as I know, is still Pope and will always be Pope in that particular comic book universe. You might have to, might have to just have to deal with being one of the other universes, being the Miles Morales of the popes, or the Peter Parkour one, which is, he doesn't have any powers and he's just assisting somebody else, that sort of thing. You might not be the prime pope, and that's okay. You can still be, like, officially canon. You just can't be the main canon because, JP2, it's very hard to, compete with that. I mean, he's dead, yes. But that's in the real world. This is the cartoon book world, so we can, pretend that he's not dead. And they're just propping him up in his Pope chair, and he can't say much at all. And what he's saying is, you can't hear it much because, no, it was kind of fading back there, if you know what I mean. Next question, of course, from Dog Whistle Sharam. Is it true what they say about Himalayan cliff honey? Well, yes. Yes, it would be. I mean, what certain people say. I mean, it's really hard to get to. That's what I've been hearing on the grapevine. Well, no, it doesn't come on grapevines. It comes on cliffs, and the people who go and hunt for it have to climb up the cliffs in order to get it. And so some of the other things, like about it tasting really good and lovely flavours and stuff, that's possibly also true, but I don't know. I haven't actually had any Himalayan cliff honey because my name's not Cliff. Or something. Next question, from Endocron. Could the popemobile beat the Batmobile? It depends on which Batmobile. I mean, no, if it was the 60s Batmobile, no. I mean, that thing is, is like 1950s technology with a 1960s paint on it, and no, it wouldn't. It's been looked after very carefully, no. But the movie Batmobiles, those things are pavement princesses. That's what they are. Pavement princesses. You can't just drive them all over the place because they're not meant for that. They're meant for looking pretty, and all of the racing or all that sort of thing is all done digitally, and they don't actually move much. You see, on the Drew Carey show, you see him driving around in George Clooney's Batmobile or whatever it is, but you don't actually see him drive fast in it because it doesn't drive fast, because that was all done with miniatures back in the 90s. That's what you got to contend with Pope. I mean, the Popemobile is there to drive the Pope around. He's dressed in his Pope suit and stuff. He's all, he's got to look the part, and he's sitting upright and waving to the crowd and stuff. And if he gets shot, that thing's got to fang it, to get to the hospital and stuff. So he's really got to get out there fast. So the actual Popemobile, no, can't beat it. Can't beat the actual Popemobile. Other than with the original Batmobile. The original, not the one from the 40s, because that's probably been scrapped. They didn't probably, it wasn't actually a famous movie car. It was just It was just a car that Batman drove around in. It didn't have the atomic batteries and turbines and all that. No. Next question. Jonathan Stern. Where did the world lose its whimsy? I miss whimsy. Well, I have it. I have the whimsy. I'm not saying where it is. I'm not saying where I left my whimsy, but the whimsy is there. You have to look for it. Next question, of course, is last question of the day, I believe, and it's from Mildly Terrible. What's in the middle of an Oreo? Well, I mean, you know, I've done way too much research on this. You know, I've twisted them open, and the dunk and the licky and the dunk and the thing with all of that sort of thing. I mean, I've done that. I've done that so many times, and I shouldn't be doing it, you know, because I'm already. But anyway, you gotta, you know, I've disassembled them and I've studied them, and you got the left bicky on one side, and oh, hang on, just reverse it. A left bicky on one side and the right bicky on the other, and so that pulled apart, and that looks like an O, and that's so it must be full of re. This is two O's. So that stuff in the middle is called re. I'm supposed to leave these. I'm supposed to have a good joke at the end of these. And that's if I tell someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question. Comments, placing question below thing that I've left conveniently below the video if you're watching it on YouTube and not through some other website that I don't. There's another video sharing website that somebody else has been uploading my stuff from. I don't know what it is, but you know, I think, well, I saw it years ago. They just took my stuff and put it on that website. Nobody's watching it either. Nobody's watching it there either, but it's there. It's there. I don't know why. If you'd like to ask me a question, ask me a question. Or there's the question, dovetail question that you can answer if you want to do, if you want the fun of answering questions for yourself. It's over here. It's over here where I am pointing. I'm sort of wave-handing over there to show you that this is the dovetail question for me to ask you. And I'm dangerously talented. I don't have a cool sign-off. Sneak Panda.